Hey, everybody, and welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And the Lord of Puppies is joining us as well. Say hello.
Hi.
And I am your host, the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm good.
I am. What was the phrase? Oh, dang it! I had something clever to say, and then it escaped me. Never mind.
Okay, so Scribe's not going to be clever tonight. I'm living up to my name. About 3 hours ago, the pain just started seeping in. I'm not going to complain, though. I've had 3 or 4 good days in a row. But, guys, I am going to be a little... I'm going to sound like this. And there's a good chance if something pisses me off, I'll just go into a rant. So...
Hashtag Ranting Monkey Rants.
Yeah. Little Butt put me in a timeout today.
Yeah.
What kind of?
And I didn't do anything wrong.
Says you.
Well, no. When she has to go to timeout, she sits on her bed, and we were playing in her room today. And for some reason, she just decided to leave and close the door.
Oh.
And she opens the door and she looks at me and says, "Am I on a timeout?" She goes, "Yep." Can I leave? And she said, "Nope." And she closed the door and left me there for like 5 minutes.
That's
and then she comes back. She comes back and she goes, "You're not in timeout anymore. Would you like to watch Cinderella with me?" Yes, I've watched Cinderella.
I think she's trying to induce Stockholm syndrome.
I used to put kids in timeout when I was in daycare.
Yeah, you're not allowed to beat them like you used to be able to.
Yeah.
Like my dad did to me.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we get any further, Point Curation, thank you so much for the donations. First one said, "Congratulations on 100K views on your video. If you don't have a deep topic, would you consider reviewing Satsu's take on it?" That would be on the Jordan Peterson debate. He comes at it from a different point of view. He did, and I really liked his video. And if somebody reminds me of deep topic time, we can definitely take a shot at that. And Point Curation, again, thank you. He did the crab and then the, I think that's supposed to be a shrimp. Little like emojis. And says, "Watch these emojis disappear if the lobster memes come up," or keep up, which, by the way, those are from the Jordan Peterson thing as well. Mm-hmm. So thank you for the donations. Oh, let's see. Yeah, Dustin says, "I never got a timeout. I got beat with a belt." They didn't call it timeout when I was a kid. Yeah, you got put in a corner. And I did spend a lot of time in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Lots of people put me in a corner. No. Snubber, thank you. They let SDA around kids. Oh, that's not nice.
What? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, you're mean.
No, I'm not. I'm mean to adults who deserve it.
Okay.
I like how Freddy Krueger puts kids in timeout.
Oh, dear God. For the record, if you've ever listened to SDA just turn into a gushing what's the word I want to look here? A little hen when she's talking with Mara and the baby comes on. Yeah, she's
yeah.
Kids still get her. It's just us she hates. And thank you, Ragnarok. Yes, give in to the dark side. Tongue that corruption.
Oh my God.
I'm assuming that's what that emoji was meant to say.
Or lick it, maybe.
Lick it, yeah, lick that corruption. What else was I going to say? Oh, I don't think I have anything else. So we want to jump into the news. We had breaking news recently, didn't we?
We did. But first, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you have not already, all 150 some odd of you. And if you like what we do, share our stuff to all of your friends. Like it, retweet it, post it on your Facebook. I don't know. Have we invaded Facebook? Do people actually still post videos on Facebook? I'm so old.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. Okay. It's a thing. All right. Well,
guys, if there's a liberal in your life that you want out of your life, send them my videos. They will leave. Yeah,
probably. Well, breaking news. Yes, this was posted just a few minutes before we began. One of my personal heroes from when I was a kid, because I was, I was big into magic and such. Mm-hmm. But apparently, And again, this is an allegation. David Copperfield, the magician, not the character from the Dickens book, accused of drugging and assaulting a 17-year-old model in 1988. The subtitle to this is a quote. It says, quote, "Always listen and consider everything carefully," unquote, Copperfield tweeted Wednesday. "But please, for everyone's sake, don't rush to judgment." Okay. And here's the story. Brittany Lewis was a 17-year-old model with dreams of becoming the next Elle Macpherson when, she says, magician David Copperfield drugged and sexually assaulted her. It happened in 1988, Lewis said, after she competed in a modeling contest in which Copperfield was a judge. The photos above are from a videotape of the event obtained by The Wrap. And it shows some very, dated-looking videotape. The Wrap spoke to Lewis's best friend from high school, husband, ex-husband, and grandmother, her primary caretaker at the time, all of whom said Lewis told them decades ago about her accusations against Copperfield. A chiropractor said Lewis told her about the accusations 3 years ago, and Lewis said she reported them to the FBI in 2007. She said she is not seeking money from the magician or others. Copperfield's lawyer, publicist, and manager did not respond to requests for comment Tuesday, but on Wednesday, Copperfield issued a statement on Twitter expressing support for the Me Too movement while saying he has been falsely accused in the past and is about to, quote, weather another storm. Quote, "Always listen and consider everything carefully, but please, for everyone's sake, don't rush to judgment." Lewis said she met Copperfield soon after arriving in Atame, Japan, a site of the Look of the Year modeling contest held by Elite Model Management in September of 1988. Copperfield, one of the judges, was a superstar of magic after a decade of spectacular tricks that included making the Statue of Liberty disappear and then reappear and levitating over the Grand Canyon. His high-flying life would eventually include a reported $4 billion in ticket sales and relationships with models Claudia Schiffer and Chloe Gosselin. Lewis said that soon after the Look of the Year contest, when she returned home to Utah, Copperfield invited her to one of his upcoming shows in California. Since Lewis was still a minor, Copperfield asked permission from her grandmother. Lewis and Burton told The Wrap. Her grandmother, Patricia Burton. Burton said she was apprehensive at first. Quote, "He said, 'Don't worry, I'll take care of her.' I believed him. He was very charming." She said Copperfield promised that Lewis would be accompanied at all times and that she would be staying in a separate hotel room from his. Lewis said she traveled to California. She believes the city was San Diego, but admits she isn't certain after nearly 3 decades. Okay. The Wrap found newspaper reports of 2 Copperfield shows in San Diego in early December of 1988. Let's see, I'm going to jump down a little bit.
Let me grab a couple of super chats real quick.
Sure.
Jordan, thank you. How did she know it wasn't magic?
Mm-hmm.
Sanguine, thank you. If he can make evidence disappear like he does everything else, it'll be impossible to prove. And thank you, Point Curation. Copperfield style, abracadabra. That bra, do you think I can pull it off?
Oh, man. So I'm jumping down a bit to get to the meat of the matter. After the show,
thank you guys.
After the show, Lewis said Copperfield invited her to a bar. Well, if she was 17, why would they let her in? Moving on. She said she had barely touched her drink when she noticed him pouring something into her glass. I asked, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Oh, I'm just sharing," Lewis said. She said she took a few sips after that and blacked out. The rest is hazy. She said she remembers bits and pieces of that night, mostly flashes of herself being carried out to a cab and him inside her hotel room wearing a black robe with shoulder pads. She said she remembers him on top of her, kissing her, and his breath smelling bad. She said her room was connected to his by a door. Quote, "I remember my clothes being taken off. He was kissing my face, and then I remember him starting to go down on my body with his face. And then as soon as he started going down, I just completely blacked out." The next morning, she said she woke up feeling sick and nauseated. Copperfield came through the connecting door shortly after. She said, quote, he wanted to me know. I'm reading it as it's written. "He wanted to me know that nothing happened because I was underage," she said. "He said, I didn't enter you." Jesus. There was no fluid, she said, but he could have used a condom. Blah, 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 moving on. Let's see. She got a call from one of Copperfield's assistants a few months later, informing her that Copperfield was going to be in Utah for a performance and asking whether she'd like tickets to the show. She said she told the assistant she didn't want to ever see Copperfield again. This goes on for quite a while more, but that is the bulk of the story.
So, okay. So in 2007, she told the FBI about this?
Yes.
2 decades after it happened, okay. I guess she finally went to some law enforcement, so that's good. Not that they could do anything that late.
Why are we only hearing about? Well, okay. Admittedly, maybe this came out 10 years ago when she actually, reported it. But I don't know.
But here's my problem. Yeah, he could have used a condom. But you've already told us you don't know what happened.
Let's see. The other.
Don't get me wrong. If he made you naked when you're all fucked up because he drugged, yeah, that's wrong. But 1, you don't know what it was he put in your drink. 2, you have no memory of what actually happened. And 3, you waited 2 decades before you told the police, even though apparently you told everyone you knew. Go to the police if you're fucking sexually assaulted. Why is that so hard?
The other situation.
Well, I mean, the other thing. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The other thing is that 10 years later, 20 years later, we can't run toxicology to see what the fuck happened.
Exactly. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say he had been accused of such before. So here's the gist on that. In 2007, I guess coincidentally enough, former beauty queen Lacey Carroll accused Copperfield of sexually assaulting her after whisking her to his $50 million private island in the Bahamas. The FBI investigated Copperfield for 2 years and even raided Copperfield's Las Vegas warehouse. The case was eventually closed with no official explanation, and Carroll dropped a civil lawsuit against Copperfield. Carroll was later charged with prostitution and making false sexual assault accusations against another man in Washington state. In that case, she pleaded guilty to a charge of obstructing a police officer in 2010 and was ordered to pay a $953 fine. That's weird.
Wait.
Let's see.
What was the $900 fine for?
For, I guess, the fine for committing the crime of obstructing a police officer.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Complete 30 hours of community service and attend an alcohol awareness class. So, yeah.
Well, so now we know why she did it and why the other girl talked to the FBI in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Could be.
Here's the other thing. If a grown-ass man asks permission to take your 17-year-old daughter, granddaughter, somebody you're in charge of, away, tell them no. Just no.
I want to know how the 17-year-old wasn't carded when she went into the bar.
No, she was with David Copperfield.
Oh, that's probably true. Okay. She's with me. She's with
Well,
the band.
and a bar isn't necessarily like a club as well. So
yeah,
a lot of the time you can get into a bar without being carded at all.
Yeah, given the picture that they have over there, I could believe someone would mistake her for older than 17 at that stage of the game. So,
who fucking lets their granddaughter go hang out with an old man?
Mrs. Burton, apparently.
Oh, dear Christ. Yeah.
All right. So there's that. So David Copperfield, the latest in the allegation parade, I guess. And, I don't know if it's true or not at this stage of the game. It probably wouldn't even matter if it was, because statute of limitations, no witnesses, everything.
Fuck.
What?
Shilgarath in chat. What's the difference between a Mexican and cancer? Cancer got jobs.
Oh!
Fuck. That is dark. That is dark and funny.
All right. Well, not a whole lot of news happened today, and let me explain that, because there's been a lot of headlines, but not much happened. And I have one headline from CNN that pretty much sums up everything that happened today.
Okay.
Their headline right now, their breaking news headline on CNN, mind you, reads, "What Mueller might ask Trump."
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong thing for that.
might ask Trump.
No
That
one
is the news.
cares.
Yeah, because to summarize, Trump said that he was willing to be interviewed by Mueller under oath. That is giant big news. Secondly, Trump said that he would be open to creating a pathway to citizenship for DACA recipients or people in that situation should a bill reach his desk. And so it's all a bunch of ifs. If this happens, then this is headline news. The end. Ta-da! Yay, CNN.
Yay. I saw something today that I wish I'd read the article because it confused me. Everything I've seen keeps saying that DACA, we have to do DACA because it'll cover 600 to 800,000 people.
Yes,
I've seen.
Yeah, that's the number I've heard.
I saw today somebody said that Congress is working on a DACA thing to cover millions of people.
Millions? Well, I guess it depends if they put in that family thing as well.
That was, like I said, I wish I had read it.
I have it right here.
Okay.
Let's see. So this is from USA Today, which comes from a couple of days ago. So it's not USA Today. It's USA the 18th. There are 3.6 million dreamers, a number far greater than commonly known. Okay.
Well, then what's the difference?
The political debate over the fate of dreamers, undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children, has overlooked just how many there are in the country today, about 3.6 million. That number of people whose lives risk being uprooted is not widely known, in large part because so much public attention has been focused recently on 800,000 mostly young dreamers accepted into the Obama era deferred action for childhood arrivals.
I see what these dirty bitches are doing.
Yeah, they're adding on people who have passed the age marker.
People who aren't actually eligible for DACA.
Right, but people who were brought here as children. So so there was a story a few days ago about a guy who had been here for like 30 years or something, and he was like 40 or near 50, and he was being deported.
It would also go for younger than that because DACA had a cutoff on the bottom end too.
Yes, that's true too.
And this was said at the time. If you do this, what you're doing is encouraging people to come here. And it was like, no, that wouldn't, and we would never do that anyway. What we'll do is we'll leave this cutoff. You dirty bastards. Real quick, I'm sorry. Jesse, thank you so much. Two things. One, give Grand Monkey a huge hug. And two, everyone, I made my first t-shirt. DM me on Twitter at Jessica Lynn F81. That's Lynn with two N's, as the female spelling is always done properly. Anyway, yeah, I will give her a huge hug, but she won't like it. She is not a hugger.
Really?
She will hug her stuffed animals. She will hug her babies. But the way I get a hug from her is I grab her and I go, "Can I have a hug?" And she'll go, "No." And I say, just a little one. And then she'll give me a hug.
Oh.
And it's like a 2-second hug and it's over. And real quick, thank you, Point Curation. Canadian, but my 2 cents on DACA. Any law affects 350 million people, / all citizens, not just illegal immigrants. That's absolutely true. There are more consequences to DACA than just making it so these kids don't have to go somewhere they've never known.
I am that kind of a hugger though. Like I don't really like being touched that much. So like there are times where my mom's like, "Can I have a hug?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "All right, we're done. That's enough. Stop."
Let's see. The 3.6 million estimate of undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. before their 18th birthday comes
dirty bitches.
Comes from the.
I'm sorry. I'm going to mute myself while you read this.
Comes from the Migration Policy Institute, a nonpartisan nonprofit think tank that studies global immigration patterns. That is roughly a third of all undocumented immigrants in the country and does not include millions of their immediate family members who are U.S. citizens. A number so large raises the stakes for both sides in the dispute over whether it's to deport dreamers, allow them to stay under prescribed conditions, or provide them with a path to citizenship. Okay, so yeah, so on the other side is Mark Krikorian, if I'm saying that right, or Krikorian, executive director of the Center for Immigration Status, which favors lower levels of immigration. He argues for only extending protections for the 800,000 in DACA. Quote, it's not like they're entitled to anything, but prudence suggests an extraordinary act of mercy, he said. Amnesty is warranted for them alone, at least this time, unquote. Yeah, so if...
I've unmuted myself.
Yeah.
Real quick, I have super chat. Thank you, Cryptic. Fuck them, deport them all. I have a hard time with that. I do, but I'm getting closer and closer to it because we knew this was coming. We knew it was coming when DACA was passed. We saw the massive influx of, and nothing was done about it, even though we're told, you know, no, we're not going to do that. Monkey, did you just call illegals dirty bitches or the Dems? The Dems. Hey, illegals.
Sanguine.
Oh, sorry, Sanguine. I'm sorry. Thank you for the donation, Sanguine. Yeah, I was talking about the Democrats, the people who are trying to make this happen, because we knew this was going to. You can go back to when DACA was first put into law by him with no act of Congress, which, by the way,
yeah, so saying that it was passed is like,
yeah,
that's
it wasn't
generous, to say the least.
Yes, Prospero, DACA was an executive order, and why the Republicans didn't take that to court the way they did with the DAPLA, whatever the fuck the other one was, I don't know. Thank you, Ragnak. Service is citizenship, and list now. Would you like to now more?
No more.
Would you like to know more? Thank you. I read it how it was written.
Yeah, I know. I'm just filling in the blank.
They need those votes, and to really lock down their voter base in illegals, unacceptable. Yeah, there's a lot of people who really think that that's what this is all about. I definitely lean that way because polls show Dreamers definitely are leaning that way.
Well, but the other issue, sorry.
No, I just want to, you can go back to when all of this first went through, and you can see there were people saying, if we do this, what's going to happen is you're going to just keep moving the goalpost. You're just going to keep saying we have to take more and more. And it was like, no, that's why we're putting this number on it. There was a set date where you had to be in the country. And if you came after that, you're not going to get it. And now what are we seeing? Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, how could this not end in that, though? Like, when you think about it, right? You're giving, you're giving people an incentive to be here illegally. Of course, you're going to have an influx of people coming into the country illegally.
Well, I think that this article, while it may be accurate in the sense that they give an accurate estimate of how many people technically fall within the brought here before they were 18 thing. If such a bill reached Trump's desk, which it won't, that actually opened the door for 3.6 million people to qualify, it would never get anywhere. It's not going anywhere. There has to be hard and fast. This is the date. If you were brought here before this date, it doesn't count. If you're brought here after this date, it doesn't count. That's it. Otherwise, it's dead on arrival. DACA will lapse the 1st of March or whatever, and then that'll be it.
Thank you, Cryptic. They broke the fucking law. I was a child when I came here legally. Fuck them. Go home and wait in line. Here's the problem with the idea that we'll just do the 800,000. Every argument for doing those 800,000 will apply to everyone who came after them. By this time, let's see. If somebody was brought here at 8 years old under Obama, which would have been past the cutoff if they came here, you know, the day he was inaugurated, they'd be 17 now. And how do you say, you know, this is the only home he knows right now? That's another thing I have a problem with. This idea, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get just a little off topic here. That's what we always hear about why we can't just deport the dreamers, as they call them. We can't deport them because this is the only home they've ever known. Well, their parents did it in reverse. You know, somebody who came from El Salvador, Mexico, wherever you want to say, you know, south of the border, that's where they're coming from. The only home they'd ever known was down there, and they came up here. So fuck it, reverse it, ship them back.
Well, I guess here we have water and stuff that won't kill you.
True.
So,
water you can drink.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. She'll, God damn you. What do teen mothers and their unborn babies have in common? They're both thinking, oh my God, my mom's going to kill me.
Wah, wah.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
So in this same vein, so to speak, like I've only got one quote unquote story left. This might actually be deep topic territory or not, but since there's not much going on, this headline caught me, and I want to read it and get your guys' reaction to what you think this is going to be about and why you think I have a problem with the implication of it. This also comes from CNN. They spoke out against immigrants, so she unearthed their own immigrant ancestors.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So my first thought was, I bet they spoke out against illegal immigrants.
Well, no shit.
And so you unearthed their own immigrant ancestors. Yes, my ancestors came here legally. And like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering where this is going to go, because if that's what they're going after,
Also, stalking people is weird, by the way.
That too. Okay. This is written by Jennifer Mendelsohn at CNN or for CNN. If you think the ongoing immigration debates don't apply to you, Jennifer Mendelsohn has some news. They probably do.
Oh, no, they don't. It's different.
No.
Holy fuck. Okay.
I'm a citizen, sorry. Mendelsohn, a journalist, author, and passionate genealogist, has been using people's public family history to beat back some of the uglier claims about immigrants and how they fit into U.S. history. Okay.
No.
Oh, God. She calls it, get this, she calls it #resistance genealogy.
Oh,
and,
for fuck's sake. I'm sorry.
Can I already say I'm going to need this article sent to me?
Oh yeah. Well, I sent you one yesterday too. You got a whole.
Yep. I still have that.
A whole library of stuff to work on here. Okay, I'll send you this one. Okay, and it only takes a few online tools and some instinctive sleuthing for her to call out public figures who oppose common forms of immigration. Quote, I think the first person I worked on was Steve King, Mendelsohn says, of the Iowa congressman, who in March 2017 said, quote, you cannot rebuild civilization with somebody else's babies, unquote. I kept thinking, quote, this is ridiculous, she told CNN. How do these people think they have a leg to stand on, looking down on immigrants when so many American people have an immigration story in their history? Mm-hmm. Sure enough, her research pointed her towards King's own immigrant history. His 4-year-old grandmother and her 2 young siblings arrived at Ellis Island in 1894. And what do you do at Ellis Island? What happens at Ellis Island? That's right, you get legally brought into the country.
I'm half Italian, right? So I'm Italian on my mom's side. Mm-hmm. And that means that the majority of my family on my mom's side went through Ellis Island and had to be quarantined in heinous conditions to make sure that you weren't bringing fucking diseases into the country. And then once you got through all of that, you came into the country, and then you did your absolute dead level best to integrate into the country because you wanted to be an American. And that was the whole point.
Oh, this is great. It's funny you bring up your own heritage here, because the story moves on. Mendelsohn pulled out similar historical receipts for Dan Scavino, the White House director of social media. Earlier this month, Scavino voiced his opposition to chain migration, by which families migrate to a country in small groups over time. It only took a few hours for Mendelsohn to trace Scavino's roots in America back to 1904, when his great-grandfather's brother became the first of several Scavinos to immigrate from Italy in a very similar fashion. His great-grandfather's brother. Okay. Also, what the fuck does that have to do with Dan Scavino?
Yeah. If his great-grandfather's brother came over here, but at some point his great-grandfather or grandfather or father, somebody in his direct line had to too. Mm-hmm. Or him. Real quick, going back to Ellis Island for just a moment. How many Mexicans do you think come through there each year?
Jesus.
Well, it's not really a thing anymore. So
Yeah, it doesn't operate like that anymore, Monkey. Sorry.
Okay, when it did operate that way.
I could not tell you.
Well, that's not
Jennifer
where you
Mendelsohn
go.
could say. Yeah.
That's not where you go to be a Mexican.
To be a Mexican. Let's see. I'm scrolling down a bit. It's not that long, actually. While Mendelssohn's followers have certainly enjoyed the apparent hypocrisy, yes, apparent, if you want to
no
skew it that way. There's no hypocrisy. But anyway, the apparent hypocrisy she has uncovered, there's another, perhaps more productive side to the #resistance genealogy, appreciating the brave, painful, diverse immigrant stories that made so many people Americans. Mendelssohn herself is descended from Jewish ancestors. Okay. Quote, in my own family story, some of the people who chose not to immigrate lost their lives, she said. These things have real consequences. Okay.
Read that again.
In my own family story, some of the people who chose not to immigrate chose, let me point out that word, chose not to immigrate, lost their lives, she said. These things have real consequences. Chose not to immigrate, lost their lives. Well, you know, if I choose to walk outside tomorrow, I could lose my life. What?
I need to address a couple of things in chat. Gerald, I understand what you're saying. Gerald wanted me to point out that these people broke federal immigration law,
yes,
and we can't make excuses for them. The reason I do make excuses for some dreamers, and why I have trouble with saying just kick them out, is they didn't make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Their parents did. They were brought here against their will. So I have a lot harder time saying just kick them out. Like I said, it's getting easier. It's getting a lot fucking easier.
Yeah,
and Mash, and real quick, Mash, I'm not ignoring chat. I'm just also having a conversation here. So I do read jokes and stuff, and when I get a chance, I will. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
The comparison that always comes to my mind is, you know, if dad makes his 6-year-old son help him rob a bank, you don't prosecute the kid for bank robbery. You know, the kid doesn't know any better. He can't make informed consent about these things, etc. So if a little kid is brought over by his parents, who are the custodians of his safety and well-being, the kid doesn't have a say. So do you punish the kid over a crime that he did not, by any rational metric, actually commit with knowledge and forethought? Give him a chance to become a citizen. I don't have a problem with that, but just either pass it or don't and get it over with, and put a cutoff date on it so there's no, you know, messing around.
Ragnock, thank you. In all my family's ancestry, everyone has died. Yeah, that's a pretty good point.
That is true.
Doesn't matter where they decide to stay. Eventually, everyone has died. Oh God. Yeah, I do feel bad for the dreamers. I do, because it wasn't them that broke the law. It was their parents, and
right, and they have to live with that, with the consequences of the fact that they're parents.
Yeah.
I mean, the same way that any. Sorry.
I was gonna say, try imagining that happening to you. That the empathy factor there. But we do need a cutoff period. This is it, because we did the amnesty thing back in the 80s, and it didn't make anything better. Oh God, Cryptic, this joke. Thank you, Cryptic. What's the difference between a Catholic priest and a zit? A zit will wait until you're 12 before it comes on your face. Yeah. I'm sorry, SD. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like with any other crime that your parents might commit. You know, it's not your fault that they put you in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think there is definitely some room for some empathy, but you know, again, like we've been talking about, there does need to be a harsh cutoff date. You know, a point where you say, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
And the parents, they go back.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I've made this. Well, I mean, it's not exactly a new argument or anything, but in most of the immigration videos I've done, where you've got the sob story of, like, you know, this parent of 4 children has been in the country for 20 years and has never committed a crime, and I'm like, okay, No, they committed a crime. They're being taken away from their family because of the consequences of their own choices. They knew they were putting their family at risk, especially the people that come here and have kids while they are here illegally. They are choosing to put minor dependent children at risk of losing one or more of their parents by being
Yes.
here against the law. And that is their fault. It's not the government's fault. And the sob stories really tick me off because it's like, oh, they're a victim for having broken the law. No, stop it. And they keep doing it. It really irritates me.
Yep. Now,
anyway,
I'm waiting to see if we're singing tonight. Tara's birthday is tomorrow, but there's going to be some logistics issues. So if she wants us to sing tonight, we will definitely do that.
Shall we do some MSS schnuzz?
Yeah, let's see what's going on with the hashtag tonight.
Hey, guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll look at as many as we can. And
American
somebody's knocking at my front door.
Okay.
I will be right back.
Cool. American Salt, I know you want me to do it, but I want, if Tara wants it, it's Tara's birthday, so I'm gonna give her the choice there. She does, Ranting Monkey. Drunkle says if we sing, he'll set fire to this stream. Well, in that case, I'll do it anyway.
Drunkle, you can't do that.
He can try, but
like it won't.
Scribe's pizza arrived. That's funny. Right before the stream, I was eating pizza, and Scribe said he was going to get pizza after the stream. So I hope he actually ordered a pizza, and that's it.
I don't think he did, but that would be funny.
Somebody tried to get me to sign a petition, and I just didn't even open the door. So.
God, he must live in like a really, I don't know, an area where people can easily access you for petitions.
Well, my front door is right there for public consumption, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
Ben Father Ent says, Drunkle, I'm still waiting to drink, you twat. You didn't put a comma in there, so that's a really weird sentence. Twat. Thank you, Ace. What goes plunk plunk fizz? 2 babies in an acid bath.
Oh, that is just yikes.
Speaking of babies.
Wow.
Real quick, I have one more super chat. Ragnarok, thank you. Check out Anchor Baby Tourism. The Dems set it up. Yeah, I know. Oh, and another one. Thank you, Inedible Trout. How did Kurt Cobain collect his thoughts? With a mop. Oh, God.
So.
You guys are not fucking around tonight. Holy shit.
And thank you, Diesel Dave. At least one of these parents will have to stay. Well, it depends on how old the dreamers are. If the kids are still young enough that they're in their care, they can go back with their damn parents. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so this first one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. This is actually a Florida story. It is. It's a Florida woman story. Oh, God. Woman shopping for poop deodorizer left her baby in the car, but took her meth with her.
Of course, you take what's important.
A Florida mother's trip to Publix, I don't know what that is, for spray to cover the smell of poop ended up in a trip to jail.
Publix is it's a supermarket.
Okay. Ended up in a trip to jail on child endangerment and drug charges. Vero Beach's Sarah Wilmuth, 30, posted $6,500 bond 2 days after her January 13th arrest in the parking lot of a Vero Beach Publix. But Indian River Sheriff's Office deputies wouldn't have been there had an alert couple not noticed the baby boy in Wilmuth's 2001 Chevrolet Blazer. According to Wilmuth's arrest report, the couple noticed the baby alone in his car seat when they parked next to the SUV that afternoon. They noticed the baby again when they returned 45 minutes later, still alone in the car seat. But the infant now, quote, seemed to be crying hysterically. The couple called the sheriff's office, and she was arrested, and yeah.
Had meth on her. Yeah, good job.
I wonder how hot it was that day. They don't say, but thankfully the kid seems to be okay. Great.
Okay. Tara said yes. We can go ahead and sing tonight.
Oh.
La 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 la.
Oh, you got a super chat.
Thank you, Snubbers. As much as I hate bringing it up, yesterday was my birthday. You have my permission, Monkey, if she doesn't show to sing anyway. Oh,
we want to do a duel? Tell you what, you sing to Tara, I'll sing to Snubberth.
Sure. Okay. That's
okay. Deal. Yes. All right.
One and two. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, dear Tara.
13, Tara.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, guys. And whoever said damn it to Tara and Snub, for the record, if you're going to blame somebody, you have to blame their parents. They're the ones who humped. They're the ones who made them and made the birthday. I'm just saying.
This is a weird story, but okay. This one comes from Sooner Born Thunderfed. That is the name I have been given. Sooner Born Thunderfed. And it comes from the New York Post, a reliable bastion of journalism.
Tara said, "I'm so glad I'm drunk right now."
Jesus. Yeah, your ears are numbed against the noise. Man sentenced for smuggling king cobras in potato chip cans.
Jesus, that sounds like a bad practical joke.
Yeah, a California man was sentenced to 5 months in federal prison for smuggling 3 highly venomous king cobra snakes through the mail in potato chip can. The mail?
Jesus.
In a plea agreement, Rodrigo Franco acknowledged smuggling another 20 cobras into Los Angeles, but he said they all died in transit. Imagine that. He also said he tried to mail protected turtles from the United States to Hong Kong, but that package was intercepted by federal agents. Quote, "Reptiles are my passion," the 34-year-old ex-auto mechanic wrote to Judge George H. Wu, who also sentenced Franco to 2 years of supervised release on Monday. The 3 king cobras, each about 2 feet long, were found last March when Customs and Border Protection officers inspected a package that was mailed from Hong Kong. There were also 3 albino Chinese soft-shelled turtles in the package. Jesus.
What made him think shoving a cobra into what I'm assuming is a Pringles can wouldn't kill it?
I don't know. That's just kooky.
And who the fuck in Los Angeles needs a cobra?
A movie? Oh, Snakes on a Plane?
Okay.
Maybe. Let's see. Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Man.
This one comes from I Am Alt-Right. Okay. Let's see. NFL rejects veterans groups Super Bowl. Yeah, good God. Let me try that again.
Oh.
What?
I saw the headline on this one. I haven't read it.
Okay. NFL rejects veterans groups Super Bowl ad urging people to stand for the anthem. The National Football League has rejected a Super Bowl advertisement from American veterans urging people to stand for the national anthem. The nation's largest veterans service organization had been invited by the NFL to place an ad in the Super Bowl LII program. I don't even know how many Super Bowls are we at now?
Do you know?
52 or something?
That's 52. You guys don't know Roman numerals?
I
Not
kids in school.
Not off the top of my head, no. AmVet's advertisement included a 2-word message, #PleaseStand. It is a simple, polite request that represents the sentiment of our membership, particularly those whose missing or paralyzed limbs preclude standing, wrote National Commander Marion Polk in a letter to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. American veterans accused the NFL of outright censorship by rejecting the advertisement. NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy, defended the league's decision to ban the American veterans advertisement, noting that the game day program, quote, is designed for fans to commemorate and celebrate the game, players, teams, and the Super Bowl. No, it's not. No, it's not. The next
they did wage gap commercials last. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, or what the next GoDaddy commercial? Are you going to tell me that celebrates the game, the players, the teams? Come on. A car commercial? Come on. Bullshit. Bullshit.
No. Real quick, thank you, Point. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, here's this. Oh, well, here's the coup de grace to that comment. The next party says, "It's never been a place for advertising that could be considered by some as a political statement."
Please send me that shit. I need that one too.
Shit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Horse.
Two goddamn
Shit.
wage gap.
Wasn't it the Audi commercial? It was an Audi commercial, right?
There were two last year. Two wage gap commercials.
Yeah, that's
thank you. Nope. SDA Roman numeral. Oh, that's fucked up. SDA Roman numerals weren't invented when they were in school.
Wah wah.
What?
Yeah, that means
he's saying we're old.
You're saying really old.
Oh.
Older than the Romans.
Well, that's what's weird to me is that like I learned them, but like why wouldn't you guys?
Oh, I know Roman numerals, but I didn't. Sometimes you hear things, but they don't. You didn't click. You know, I would have asked him to
Scribe
repeat
was reading it, so I blame Scribe.
Sure, blame me. Let's see. How many more you want me to do, Monkey?
Let's do one more.
Okay. I will do one from Jack, the motherfucking Cochran.
Motherfucking Cochran.
So let's see. Feminist science event teaches researchers how to do socially just science.
Sorry. Feminist science event?
Yes,
that's an oxymoron.
You know, like feminist theory on glacial movement and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
Event seeks to embed social justice into science for, quote, progressive social change. Scientific inquiry has long been considered a stalwart of observation and objectivity, but one effort underway by some researchers prioritizes applying a, quote, critical social justice lens into science, according to an upcoming event at UC Santa Cruz. The event, what organizers dubbed Feminist Science, describes the effort as a method that infuses social justice, inclusion, and equality into science to advance progressive social change. Three things that have fuck all to do with actual science.
You can't put anything like that into science.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Research Justice 101, Tools for Feminist Science, will be hosted at the Northern California School next week and teach researchers how to, quote, practice a socially just science, unquote, according to the event's description on the university's website. Here's the description, quote, participants will be challenged to apply principles and practices of justice to their own work, interrogating questions such as who benefits, who is harmed, who is most vulnerable, and ultimately, who do we do science for and why? The workshop will conclude with practical skills and resources for participants to push their research communities to be more inclusive, equitable, and attentive to social justice.
I get it. They want to dumb down science so women can do it.
Oh, monkey.
Hashtag not all.
All right. Well,
you know what? I saw that. Mm-hmm. I saw that moronic STEAM thing again, where they want to add the A to STEM for arts.
Oh, right.
Oh, God damn you, Cryptic. Thank you for the donation. What's the most positive thing about Africa? HIV.
Hey.
Oh, God.
Well, thank you for the stories, guys.
Horrible. Yeah. We don't need any social justice in science. Science should be the pursuit of truth, not any fuck off. No.
Especially since justice is an abstract and science is supposed to be empirical, you know.
Yeah.
This is reality. So yeah, bullshit.
Yeah. So let's move on to YouTube time here. SDA.
Yeah.
You're up first here.
Yeah, I didn't do anything today on YouTube.
Okay. Are you working on anything? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about?
No.
What's happening with you, SDA?
I've just been really, really busy with school. And I had a couple doctor's appointments today, so I just haven't had any time to sit down and make a video. And I'm also super busy getting the book ready for everything, so that's been taking up a lot of time as well.
Robert said, why didn't you read the article I sent you guys? We read what we can get to. We should probably do a catch-up stream here sometime this week, so we will get there. Sorry we didn't get to it tonight. I'll go next. I haven't done anything. I have several things on deck.
Yeah, you do.
That I'm looking at. That NFL one, that's probably going to be my next video, because Jesus fucking Christ.
That was amazing.
Thank you, Sanguine. For fuck's sake, who is it done for? Who benefits? Everyone. Everyone benefits from properly done science. Absolutely. Yes, exactly. BG wants to know if I'm worried about SDA being pregnant. Yeah. She sits on toilet seats in public.
Oh.
She's going to have a toilet-born bastard one of these days. Anyway, Scribbles.
Well,
what are you working on?
I had a really super busy day at work. I was worried I wouldn't have any time, as I usually do, to work on ads because of the way the workday hashed out. But I had a little bit just before my day ended, and then I did a little bit when I got home. So I got everything squared away. So ads was my work today. So I will cover these. I think I have 9, because one of them was a request to do something next Tuesday. So I'll set that one aside. But anyway, first one. Sanguine wanted an ad for everyone's favorite forgotten state of matter, the Bose-Einstein condensate. And I had to look this up. I tried to make an ad out of this. I don't know if I succeeded, but let's go. If you're feeling a little chilly about theoretical states of matter, then you ain't seen nothing like Bose-Einstein condensate. By bringing a gas of bosons down to near absolute zero, quantum waveform phenomena can be observed. The secrets of the universe can be known. Just don't breathe on the secrets of the universe, because any increase in temperature ruins the effect and will likely have the scientists working on it kill you. The Bose-Einstein condensate. Don't be a bozo about bosons, just be cool. Brought to you by Sanguine Corporation.
Nicely done.
Oh,
real quick, I have a super chat. Thank you so much, Sweeper Steven. Where do you send Jewish kids with attention deficit disorder concentration camp?
Well, it's a good thing that Sweeper said that then, because the next ad is his.
Real quick, Robert Kamau? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Thank you, Robert. What do you call a retarded Jew? Auschwitz. Auschwitz-stick. Sorry. Auschwitz-stick.
All right, so Sweeper.
You guys, real quick, you guys are telling horrible jokes, and I love you for it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sweeper Steven wanted an ad for the infamous poop knife.
Oh, yes.
Do you and your family produce a prodigious amount of poop? Tired of having your pipes plugged up with packed poopy? Then you need Sweeper Steven's Shit Splitter. This handcrafted utility knife comes with a worn wooden handle and a curved steel blade, sharp enough to divide duty, but blunt enough to avoid injury. The blade also comes with a healthy sheen of Sweeper Steven's patented rust for that salt-of-the-earth aesthetic, with the real risk of tetanus included at no extra charge. So slice that oversized stool in style with Sweeper Steven's Shit Splitter. Now available in the plumbing aisle.
That was amazing. That was good. The Shit Splitter.
The Shit Splitter.
I love the way your mind works.
I worry about the way my mind works. Mr. Baker wanted an ad for the next in the adventure book series, The Covenant of Genesis by Andy McDermott. What if everything you were told was myth and legend turned out to be true? Nina Wilde and Eddie Chase are back in action. When Nina makes an earth-shattering discovery in Indonesia, it uncovers a truth that could change the world forever. But before she can report her findings, Nina and her team are ruthlessly attacked by a shadowy group bent on keeping the truth buried for all time. Get ready for another globe-trotting thriller in the style you've come to expect from best-selling author Andy McDermott. Prepare yourself to face The Covenant of Genesis. Now available from Mr. Baker Publishing.
Well done.
And then Point Curation gave me probably the most difficult one I've had for quite a while. A fictional, family-friendly YouTube stream that happens twice a week, The Stream of Piss.
Yes.
This is a stretch, but it's the best I could come up with. Join those wacky world travelers, Nina and Eddie, as they report in from a new locale on the globe twice a week here on YouTube. Every week, the wandering duo piss off to a new country to explore its culture, food, and people. But not in that way, you naughty Nellies. So click over every Monday and Thursday to Piss Off with Nina and Eddie on The Stream of Piss, sponsored by Point Curation and Mr. Baker Publishing.
Oh dear God, I don't know if I can read that one, Surfing Moose. Oh man.
Oh,
that is
Moose.
bad. That is very bad. Moose. Oh.
Moose. It's up to you, Monkey. I would probably not, honestly, but that's just me.
Tell you what, I'm assuming you can find this joke online, so I will read the joke, but not the punchline. How about that?
Okay.
Same as I did with the worst joke I ever told. A really bad sick joke on the way. You will not be able to forget this one. What's the hardest part about eating bald pussy? All right, guys, if you want to know the answer to that, look it up.
Well,
thank
from
you so
that
much for the donation.
and from that to this, also strangely appropriate. Oh, yeah, okay.
Point Curation says, "I'm laughing so hard, Scribe." Thank you for the donation there.
Oh, okay. Sweeper Steven wanted an ad for balloon dildos. Now, I think I have come up with another one of my more classic company names in this one because It just came to me. So, well, you be the judge. Looking for a fun and novel way to add some color to your sex life, clowns and rainbow latex? Then head to the party store and grab a bag of Cervix Circus brand balloon dildos. Simply have your lovers slide in a specially designed balloon dildo, then have them pucker up and blow. You'll be filled to the brim with squeaky, sexy pleasure in no time. Cervix Circus balloon dildos are non-toxic and reusable for kids' parties. Balloon dildos from Cervix Circus. Turn your lover into a bedroom balloon animal today.
I like that.
God damn it.
Circus.
Cervix Circus. Let's see. Next one. Mr. Baker wanted an ad for a 5-season Netflix series where each season focuses on one of the 5 emperors of the Julio-Claudian dynasty. So I had to make this one kind of broad in scope because I couldn't do like all of it, but here we go. Coming soon from Netflix Originals, Rome, an empire of history and legend. A civilization that changed the face of our world and mankind for all time. Now, an epic story of power, passion, betrayal, and war will be played out over 5 seasons, starring a cast of thousands and a history of locations and costumes now in the making. Starting with Season 1, Princeps Civitatis, chronicling the life of Augustus Caesar in grand fashion. And with each season, a new Caesar, a new chapter in the Julio-Claudian dynasty of Rome. Netflix Originals is proud to present a landmark event in the history of television, The Blood of the Eagle. The eagle being the symbol of Rome, at least as far as I understand it.
Okay.
Then Snubberth wanted an ad about how retarded it is to be a retard about the retarded word retard and include Ugandan knuckles. This is awful. Being a tard ain't hard when you go retarded over the word retard. Take it from Ugandan knuckles. De retards do not know de way. So make sure you apply now for your very own I'm not retarded about retard tard card. With the tard card, you'll let everyone know you have no retarded fear over the word retard and move through life not manufacturing outrage like so many retards do. The Tard Card from Snubber13, who is a total tard.
Well done, well done. Sorry, I'm reading chat as you're doing these. I'm listening, but so if I don't respond right away, I am still listening.
Okay. As long as I can hear you breathing, I know that I haven't cut out my reception or anything. Your breathing does it for me, monkey. Sanguine wanted an ad for a rom-com about Elagabalus. And who's Elagabalus? Well, I'll tell you. Get ready for hilarity of historical proportions. Thanks to the timely assassination of Roman Emperor Caracalla in 217 AD, the throne was handed over to a precocious 14-year-old Elagabalus. And what is a hormone-laden teenage ruler of all civilized world to do? Break every social and sexual taboo known to man. That's what. Follow along as the boy wonder Elagabalus single-handedly replaces the king of Roman pantheon, Jupiter, with his own namesake, Elagabalus. Laugh until your sides split as the tiny tyrant forces grown adults to participate in pagan rites of sex and excess, all the while passing himself off as a prostitute in his own palace. Will the child conqueror find true love among his many muscular manservants, or just keep marrying the most beautiful women in the empire? Find out as Sanguine Studios presents Boy Oh Boy King, the sexy and scandalous life of Elagabalus. Yeah, this kid passed himself off as a prostitute in his own palace.
Damn.
On occasion. Why? Because he was sick, twisted fuck is what he was.
Okay.
Now, W.R. Costin asked for not an ad per se, but he wanted me to come up with a charity to promote next Tuesday. So I've already got in mind a couple things to do, so I will hold that off until next week.
Okay.
Moving on from that, we got 2 left. First one is from Sweeper Steven once again, wanting Ranting Monkey and Irate Bear and put them in an ad for Testicles Bra. So here we go. Oh God, the puns. When you think about your ball sack, does the tune "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot" come to mind? Are your dangling nards always in the way, filled to the gills with valuable baby batter? Then find a whole new world of comfort for your titanic testes with the Testicles Bra. Fully endorsed by the engorged nuts of YouTube celebrities Irate Bear and Ranting Monkey, this guardian of the gonads is made with 100% cotton for the highest level of comfort for your sensitive sex spheres. The Testicles Bra by Sweeper Steven, maker of the Shit Splitter.
You know, because of our conversation, several people sent us, they actually make a kind of testicle bra thing.
Oh, they really do?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it called the testicle bra?
I don't believe so. I forget what it was called. It looks very much like a jock strap, but there's like a hole in it.
Ah.
For your wiener?
I bet they didn't have nearly as many good puns as I did.
No, not at all.
Okay, and lastly, Kingsley Abrokwa wanted an ad for boob-shaped pillows, but they must be called mammary foam pillows. Okay. There was no more comfortable a place to fall asleep when you were young than in the loving warmth of your mother's bosom. Now you can recapture that feeling of safety and bliss for your nap times with mammary foam pillows. Yielding almost lifelike in sensation, mammary foam pillows are custom made to fit your head and your lifestyle. Ranging in sizes and shapes from fried eggs to Mae West, will sculpt your maiden form to order. So go back to a time when openly nuzzling some knockers was an entirely acceptable activity. Mammary foam pillows from Kingsley Abrokwa. Breast your weary head.
Nice. I like that.
And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for the donations. Hope you enjoyed the ads. And yep, that's it for me.
Priestess of Keck says, my mother's bosom was terrifying. No one should have 100-pound boobs. There is a certain point where titties just get too big.
Yes.
And they're usually in porn.
Possible.
They just look horrible. Yeah.
Or they look too artificial. Like basketballs on a chest.
Yeah, and you start to get that veiny thing happening because they've stretched the skin way too far.
Well, the part that always weirds me out the most is when you can see like the ridges of the bags inside them on the outside. That's always like, no. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh dear God, chat.
What are you doing?
Chat is telling the most awful jokes they know.
Yes.
There's one in there from BG that let me put it this way. It made the one that I read just the joke to seem really tame, actually.
God.
But you guys are fucking awesome. You keep throwing me off because I'm I'm trying to read those as we're talking, and some of the shit you guys are saying is fucking amazingly horrific. Anyway,
You have any YouTube drama?
None that I know about. I know there was I don't know if you know him, Carlos. I don't have my Twitter open. I know I follow him on Twitter. He was on Andy Worski's show today, arguing race realism with JF.
No, I've never heard
I
of him.
didn't watch any of it. I just saw it. He's where's he from? Portugal. He's Portuguese. And he's been chomping at the bit to get it at JF, and he finally got it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see any of it to see how well it went. I did watch Ghost Poo today, and they put on another good show, as they usually do. Drunkle's going to be departing us for a while. Thank you, Carlos Castrejo is how you say it. But yeah, Drunkle's going to be leaving the internet for a while. He's got some horrible scabs on his wiener that he's got to get taken care of. That's not true. He's moving, so he's going to be gone for a few days until they can get the internet set back up for him. So,
well, have a safe trip, Drunkle. Wherever you're going. Wait, is he still in the UK?
Yeah, he's only moving a few houses down from where he is.
So he's not improving his situation. Okay, no, never mind.
Well, he kind of is, because right now he has 2 roommates. He's going to be living alone. I would see that as an update.
That is a step up. Yeah, that's true.
Geralt says Riley has a new video. I haven't seen it. I did check in on Riley the other day, and there was nothing there that was really jumping out at me. I'm enjoying responding to articles lately because there's a lot more politics to them. And I can get away with being a little more insulting without actually insulting people directly.
And it requires far less editing too.
Sure.
Is Drunkle not like 50 or so years old?
I honestly don't know how old he is.
In my head, he's like 65.
Really?
Yeah.
I would put Drunkle at like 30 tops.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, he's old as fuck.
I don't know
why.
I'd be surprised if he was past mid-30s at most.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Older than 35, plus or minus a year, I'd be very surprised.
Nuts is saying he's 31.
He's 60. No, he's 65 in my head. I'm sorry.
31. All right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like at least.
Where'd he go? He was watching us.
Honestly, if he were to be like, "Oh, I'm 90," I would be like, "Yeah, for sure."
Inedible Trout says Riley is boring as fuck by now. Not necessarily. The one he did about wanting to censor everybody on the internet he doesn't agree with on YouTube. That was a great video, but I'd watched Rag's video, and Rags covered it very, very well, so I really had nothing to add to it, so I didn't make my own on that. He does occasionally still give us a gem. What the hell was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Uh-oh.
God damn it. My fucking brain went out again.
Well, we could do the suggestion from Point about talking about Jordan Peterson from Satsu's perspective.
Yes, definitely. We can do that.
I don't know what Satsu
Did you guys watch Satsu's video?
No, I didn't. Okay. I apologize.
Satsu was talking about when the moment that got the most play on the internet from that whole shit show was when Jordan Peterson got her.
Yes.
Because she had asked the question, why does your free speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended? Which, by the way, never fucking heard of a right not to be offended.
Right.
But he's talking about how Jordan Peterson came up with the perfect excuse there. Or not excuse, a perfect comeback was turning it right back around on her. Showing like you have no problem trying to offend me right now. Why is that okay? And yeah, I think he made a really good point there in pointing that. I like how Satsu has a great way of coming at things in a way nobody else really does. Because he wasn't just pointing out, oh yeah, he got her there. He pointed out, how well done that was.
Yeah, there were a lot of points. I watched that whole thing. There were a lot of points where I can't name them off the top of my head. As I was listening, I thought there were things I would have said that he didn't. But they probably would have come across more, I don't know, combative, because even in the course of there was a follow-up conversation he had with like a Dutch news agency or something, where he sort of did like an after.
I still haven't seen that.
It's really interesting because he reflects on basically the entire conversation, and he even notes how he did give in at points to his own anger and stuff. But his biggest regret, spoiler alert, was that he didn't follow up that point at which she went speechless, when she kind of lost her train of thought. He said that was probably the only moment in the entire conversation, quote unquote, where the real her was there, because he talked about how before the broadcast started, he had some like little chit chat with her. And as soon as the cameras went on, an entirely different personality flipped on as well. So he knew that he was talking to sort of a simulacrum of an individual the entire time during that exchange. But when she lost her train of thought and didn't have a comeback, his biggest regret was he didn't then move in and say, now can we talk for real about these things and try to engage with the real person rather than the persona that she was putting off, which is really interesting way for him to go about it.
You see, I see what he's getting at there, but I don't think that's necessarily what's going on. A lot of times you'll meet and talk with somebody that you have a disagreement with, and yeah, they're perfectly nice beforehand, but they have an agenda, and she clearly did. I don't care what anybody says. This bitch had an agenda. I'm
sorry.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, the way that I talk when I'm recording videos, and even the way that I talk when I'm talking on stream, is a little bit different than how I would talk to somebody, in my personal life. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not being genuine. But yeah, people do turn it on for the camera.
Well, see, I real quick. Thank you, Snowstorm. Tactical distraction deployed. Yeah. I think that they, when they're talking beforehand, it was probably, and again, I haven't seen it, so maybe they did get into more detail, but how you doing? Very friendly stuff. But when the camera turned on, she was going after going after her agenda. Because let's see, she hit on women not getting paid as much. Him saying men need to actually be fucking manly, which is not how he put it, but it's what he's saying. And the transphobe thing. I mean, the whole thing was just SJW point after SJW point after. I mean, that's how the whole thing was. And I've seen her. I've seen her on other things where she's just a cunt to people. She always is.
Well,
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
The interesting thing about the after show or whatever was, and I'm not doing it justice. You really need to go find it and watch it. I'll try to find it again and retweet it. But Peterson comes at it from his perspective as a social psychologist, I think it is. Is that his profession? And he analyzes not only his own role in the conversation and is very sort of not only self-reflective, but also a little bit self-deprecating, which kind of made me feel like it wasn't him trying to be, just a jerk about somebody else, but also in analyzing her and how she exhibited all these things that he's written about, and then goes into greater detail on it. So it's really worth watching that. I'll find it and retweet it here in a minute.
Yeah, I'll have to say, yeah, Mel, I can see you.
Because I will say, like Monkey said, when you go into actually debate with somebody, your demeanor usually does change because you go from being in casual mode to being in business mode. And for her, like, let's get down to business mode, might be that she's just a cunt. That could be the thing. But yeah, typically when you're getting ready to debate somebody, especially if like that's what you're doing kind of as a sport, you're going to be friendly and then you're going to be absolutely brutal. And then you go back to being friendly. Typically.
Well, when I debated Vegan Gains, when we went into the pre-chat stuff, it was a very friendly chat. Hi, how you doing? Asked you, how do you want to be addressed? And I mean, it was very, very calm and nice. And then as soon as we started, we both turned into big jackasses because that's what we did.
Right, because you're there to argue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now she might, I don't know what she's like after a debate, but yeah, I mean, things can get heated between people, and then you go, all right, cool. Anyway, do you like pizza?
Yeah. Well, I did he talk about the after part? Did they speak after the interview?
I think he mentioned that there was some small exchange, but I don't think anything that was like. I don't think he went into a lot of detail about it, if I recall. But it's been a day, and it's a couple of days. I don't remember exactly. He did say though that he has made overtures back to Channel 4 to try to have a follow-up sit down with her that's more informal, or where he gets to ask her some questions as sort of a response kind of thing.
My problem with that whole interview, and I don't even mind her being a bitch or a cunt to him about it, or even coming at it from clearly social justice points, it was how she obviously wasn't listening to what was being said to her.
Yeah.
If you go back, and not just in this, I mean, the point she was trying to bring up about the whole trans debate and the use of their pronouns, that debate is more than a year old. He has talked about this repeatedly. Either she didn't do any research for this, or she did not give a shit about what he has said since then. Because many people have tried to paint, oh, you just are mean to trans. You're mean to your students. You treat them like, no. He has been consistent on this from the beginning. If you go back to that, there's a famous video when we got that fat little chick who looked like Eric Cartman. What the fuck? They were calling
you mean
her
the one that says I didn't.
Fruit.
Oh yeah, I didn't see anything. That one.
Yeah, that one. That bitch. There's Jordan Peterson was at that event.
Anything happened. Yeah.
A lot of people are questioning him, and he gives the exact same answers there to basically the exact same questions as he did to her. So again, either she didn't pay attention or didn't care. And I'm going with didn't care because if you listen to, she literally misquotes him from things he said in that interview. Smugly Puff. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that was at Smugly Puff.
You just said, and like, that's not what I said. And the only reason he did so well, most people actually would have failed in this debate. The only reason he did so well is, one, he picked his words very carefully, and two, he remembered exactly what he said.
Yeah, the phrase that came out of her mouth more often than anything else. So what you're saying is, which is just like, no. And yeah, I mean, there's many points during the interview where like she says something or asks him something, and Peterson kind of pauses almost to an awkward point, but at the same time, he's thinking before he speaks, God forbid.
Yeah, if you're interested in debate at all, and not necessarily formal debate, just being good at arguing, I highly suggest watching that and paying attention to him. He did so very well in that discussion. The other point that Satsu brought up in his video was the victim narrative, and I may be misquoting. It's been I watched this when it came out, but I haven't. You guys know my memory. But he thinks that, they set it up to have her as the host because if she wins, then, good for her. If she loses, hey, we can come out and play the victim card. She's being attacked, just as they did. So he put forth the theory that maybe they did it on purpose. They instead of having somebody else do it, they purposefully put a woman in there so that they could play that card.
I think that's a little paranoid, honestly.
I don't know. If you watch British TV's had a couple of problems with this already. In my video, I mentioned the one chick, I forget her fucking name. It was Laura something. British TV has already done this with her. I mean, she did this story where she painted Jeremy Corbyn, I think it was.
Corbyn?
Corbyn?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that's who it was. Anyway, She took an answer of his and took it completely out of context and reported it that way. It was on police shooting people if there's a Paris-style attack. And she made it sound like he was saying if there was a Paris-style attack, he thought police shouldn't use guns, which is absolutely not what he said. And the BBC actually came out and said that her reporting violated their standards. And the narrative around all of that is that she was pushed out of the media because sexism. And I mean, that story is like a year and a half old at this point. So I don't know if maybe they actually thought that out and did it, but I could see it. It's worked for him before.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't say that that's not like the backup plan, or we can fall back on this, or if they genuinely believe that having mean things said about you is threats and harassment. It seems that a lot of the SJWs think that that's what that is, and that that's how that works. I think it's a little tiny bit paranoid to say that they thought about that way ahead of time.
No, I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that that's exactly what he said. That's what I remember. Yeah, I'm not talking about Laura Loomer. I don't know who that other Laura person was mentioned. It's in my video. I forget her name. It's Laura something. Starts with a K. I know that. Did we have any more thoughts on this or another topic we want to dive into?
No, I'm good.
Let's see. Let me see if everyday feminism has anything, because the Root didn't have much of anything. Let's see. Oh, here are 4 ways to get trans people out of poverty now.
Okay.
It's a list. So, okay. I'll skip the preamble and just get down to the suggestions.
Sure. Give me number 1.
Number 1, let trans people who have been homeless take the lead. I have no idea what that means.
That means they're the ones who are going to know how to get them out of poverty because they've been there before.
Let's see. Earlier on, they talk about something called HypatiaSoftware.org, which is a trans-run organization. The centerpiece of Hypatia's approach is their peer mentorship program, which recruits trans people who have struggled with extreme poverty to mentor trainees as they work through a year-long course in software development. What?
There you go. See? Called it. If you've been poor, you know how to get out of poverty. That's the idea there.
Okay, number 2, shared decision-making responsibilities among the whole group. That's got nothing to do with being trans. Help trans folks find employment in trans-friendly industries. What's a trans-friendly industry?
Hollywood. Thank you, Point Curation. Thanks for covering it, Monkey Scribe STA. I appreciate the thoughts always. Happy to do it.
No worries.
Anytime you guys have something that'll help us talk, throw it out there. Anyway, sorry.
No, the whole article is ridiculous. We do have breaking news. Breaking news. And this is
wrong now.
This is only exciting for people who are like Monkey and Maya's age, basically. So you heard how they obviously they revived Full House.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And they revived Roseanne. Monkey, can you possibly imagine what they are reviving now?
I don't want to guess.
Murphy Brown.
What? Isn't she dead or something?
No, she's not dead. The guy who played her painter, he killed himself. Yeah. He killed himself several years ago. But Murphy Brown, the TV show within a TV show news thing, they got the whole team back together that are still alive. Why?
Real quick, thank you, Point Curation Scribe. What's a trans-friendly industry? Telecom. Cool.
Okay, and I honestly don't know. I honestly was asking a question because I don't know what that means.
God,
Drunkle's in chat, and I want him to tell me how old he is because I'm still convinced.
Drunkle, how old are you? Tell the
he's
one.
Like a creepy old man.
Yeah, cut off your arm and count the rings.
Send her a picture of your dick so she knows.
No, don't, God, fuck no, don't do that.
most of the people who were on Murphy Brown were old then.
Yeah, I'm looking at a still picture. They got a video of like a reunion of everybody, and I can kind of make out most of the characters, and they're still around. I guess the whole cast is still around.
Faith Ford was the only young one.
Yeah, and she's still the only young one. So.
How are you gonna? No, well, here's the thing. I mean, I actually liked most of Murphy Brown.
Yeah, I did too. But I remember of it. Yeah.
The only episode I didn't really care for was the one where she they came back, she got pregnant, and
right.
When they were on hiatus, Dan Quayle made some comment about, and Murphy Brown decided to address it when they came back. And I'm like, fuck that. But otherwise, I mean, it was mostly a funny show. Yes, for anybody wondering, there was a liberal slant to it, but it was still funny. I mean, they had some good jokes in there, and
it didn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, and the painter, what the hell was his name? Eldon. Yes. The only other thing I ever saw him in, he was in Beverly Hills Cop 2 for about 10 seconds.
Oh, well, he was in Striking Distance.
Was he?
Yeah, the Bruce Willis Horseface Girl movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad. And Robert Pastorelli, he played a character. I won't spoil it if you really want to see Striking Distance. But yeah, Robert Pastorelli was in there. That's the only other thing I know of that he was in. But yeah, I think he either hung himself or shot himself or something. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Because after Murphy Brown, he couldn't really get his career kind of tanked. So.
But yeah, I enjoyed Murphy Brown. I just there's no real reason to bring it back, and it's not going to be very believable that there's a news show being run by nothing but 90-year-olds.
So with this trend, what TV show from our past will they bring back next? Do you think? Could they bring back next? Who's still alive?
The only one that they could bring back that would make me happy will never happen. And that would be, I would love to see a reunion of Married with Children, where everybody still lives in the house. Yeah. They're still all losers. But they've all gone on to do other things. Like right now, Ed O'Neill's still on Modern Family.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no, just stop. Make new ones.
Quantum Leap. I would love to, at least a one-off, like a one-off TV movie of Quantum Leap.
But they ruined the idea of Quantum Leap in that last episode.
They could find a way.
Absolutely ruined
it. They could find a way.
The whole idea was, is Sam ever going to get back? And they tell us, nope.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do appreciate TV shows that don't give you what you want, or that give you throw you a curve at the end. Like,
I wouldn't have minded it if they just didn't tell us.
Okay,
just leave it open.
All right, legit. But like St. Elsewhere,
not ruin it.
Like the ending of St. Elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh God! I mean, talk about the biggest curveball in television history. But yeah, so I don't know. Like,
the end of Newhart was great.
Newhart was great. Yeah, that was great. Did you see the
end?
Did you see the one where the mom and the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, of course, they got together, and he wakes up in a bed and he says, I had this horrible dream that I was a drug dealer. It was great. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Nope is making a lot of old age jokes at us. He said, from your past, Shakespeare, Hamlet.
Those are from the past, yes.
No, from our past.
Oh, from our past? Well, yeah, no, I can't quantum leap to a point in my lifetime where that was true. So yeah.
Shio, I'll type that into chat for you, but you're gonna have to look up the punchline on your own. Guys, it's 2 minutes, it's a minute till your time anyway. So we're gonna turn it over to you. Questions, comments, concerns. If there's a topic you'd like us to hit on, now would be a good time for you to throw it into chat, and we'll do our best to get to it. Somebody had asked me a question earlier. I forget who asked and what the question was. I told you to remind me. So whoever you were, now would be a good time to remind me of that.
Shattered Cat says, who's the boss just for Alyssa Milano?
Follow her on Twitter. You can see her all the time.
God, Judith Light. I haven't heard about her in decades. I don't even know if she's still alive.
Is Tony Danza still alive? I haven't seen him.
Tony
in forever.
Danza still. I think so. Ex Bubba Hotep says, "Do you think they will try to remake MASH?" I doubt it. I think the Korean War, especially now, would probably not be the best territory to try to make a comedy out of.
Thank you, Ellie. Yes, you're the one. Ranting Monkey, you promised you would answer about the toilet seat and how you knew that detail about SDA.
Jesus.
This is a little bit of stream lore. God, this is what happens when my mind is allowed to wander. It's why you guys should ask questions more or give us something to talk about. We were joking about using the bathroom in public, and there's this idea that women can get pregnant from sitting on toilet seats. And it's always just entered my mind, well, who the hell's running around jacking off on toilet seats? And yeah, it grew from there. I wish I could tell you what stream it was because it was funny. It was a great night. But yeah, it all came from there. Ryan Walters says Scrub reunion. Oh God, I love Scrubs.
Oh,
but
Scrubs, yeah.
They ruined it with season 9. And as much as I would love to see that together, I just watch it from season 1 through season 8. Pretend season 9 doesn't exist and enjoy it for what it was.
NYPD Blue.
Never saw it.
I didn't either, but I'm just thinking of shows that were like at least most of the actors are still alive. Bosom Buddies. You get Peter Scolari back. Yeah, you get Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari back for like a special like TV movie or something.
Let's see. Did you see the Daily Mail article I sent you? Oh, is that the one with the naked chick on it, WR? Because if it is, yes, I saw that.
I didn't see that.
Monkey, it's Otika's birthday and he's listening. Ooh. All right, give me a second. And Point Curation, everyone in chat is wonderful. I'm glad you're here. I agree. You guys are fucking amazing. Otika, are you ready?
Is Otika ready? I don't know.
I'm asking you if you're ready.
Me? Oh, okay. I suppose.
1 and a 2. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Otika.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday. Miss Slim 1, mute before another stray cat dies.
Wah, wah.
Thank you for the donation and the insult. I appreciate it. Yes, Gerald, I know D-Way.
Do you know D-Way?
Skip Talk says his speakers just broke. That's unfortunate.
We're powerful. We're like a banshee of the X-Men. These are like, things break.
BG says it's obvious that drunken uncle's doing the jacking off on toilet seats.
Are you saying that SDA is going to have drunken uncle's baby?
There's going to be a drunken SDA,
No.
a drunken drunken American.
Hashtag things that are not happening.
Oh.
How do you know? He could be
90-year-olds.
What? Wait. Stop.
What?
Who's your first crush?
What?
Who was your first
Okay,
celebrity
Liam
crush?
Neeson in that movie was like 40-something.
And what? No.
I don't know how old he was when he was in The Phantom Menace.
He was born in 52.
So, okay.
Do you still think he's hot?
Like now?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, see? So you like old men.
But not like 90.
Chaos Eve is asking me if I'm playing sorry, it's a super chat. Jesus Christ, I just went into answer mode. Thank you so much for the donation. Monkey, are you and Satsu playing 7 days tonight? Or have you lost him to Monster Hunter yet? Excuse to send you monies. Thank you so much. I don't know if what Satsu's doing tonight. With the way I feel, I will probably crawl into bed though. Sorry.
Wait, so Liam Neeson was your first celebrity crush, SDA. Who was yours, Ranting Monkey and Scribe? Yeah, Liam Neeson in the Phantom Menace as Qui-Gon. It was. I really think it was the hair because like my my preference for long hair has stuck with me.
She likes guys who look like they're homeless.
I don't. There's like a way to have long hair and not look homeless.
He looked homeless in that movie. Let's be honest.
But he was hot,
Oh,
and he had like a really nice jaw. Leave me alone.
man, it looks like he hasn't eaten in days.
Let's see. My first celebrity crush. It was, I think it was Miss March of 1992, Playboy. I think. I'd have to double check if it was Miss March, but I know it was 1992. I just remember. Let's see if it was March.
The earliest crush I remember is Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers. Otherwise, yeah, I mean that was a long time. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, no. Michelle Pfeiffer as the chick in Grease 2. Oh, run around in her leather, and then when she sings, oh, it's the only reason to watch that movie because that movie's shit. But Raquel Welch, damn, you must be older than me.
Oh God, Raquel Welch.
Let's see. I'm sorry. Have we had any questions? We should send hot homeless pics to SDA. Probably not a good idea, Jack. She'll blame me for that.
Do not, and I will block the fuck out of you.
You're gonna get me in trouble again.
And I'll block.
Yeah,
you.
old
I'm not
timer
above
gaming gets
blocking the
it.
fuck out of people. Just.
Oh Lord, Aaron Gray, yum. Yes, she was.
Oh, April 1992. Sorry. Yeah.
There you go.
Katie Cantrell. I was absolutely in love. She's not much of a celebrity, I guess, but that was the most famous person that I ever first had sort of like a total boner for.
Advice on dealing with bricking grandma and step grandfather. What's bricking?
Does that mean they're boning?
No, when I hear bricking, it's like killing your cell phone or something, like turning into a brick.
When I was a kid, bricking was missing a basketball shot. Brick. So I'm gonna need that. Let me know what bricking is.
Can you define our terms, please? Because I'm like, are they doing fuck?
Oh dear God, hate Camel. What's the hardest part about breaking up with a Japanese chick? You have to drop the bomb twice before she gets the message.
Oh my God. Oof.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Oof. That hurt. Yikes.
Is LGBT have gone in titles and think they're more experienced and better than straight people? Because I see it on Twitter. If I'm understanding what you meant to say there, yeah. It was funny. I was just asked today to explain what cisgender means because some people just don't know.
Yeah.
Means you're not a tranny, by the way.
You're not gender queer or gender fluid or gender anything. You're normal. I know we're not supposed to use that word, but
well, okay, you operate within the norm.
Yeah, there is definitely an idea that if you're not part of that and don't support it, then you are a horrible person. Does heterophobe exist? Yeah, it does.
Sure.
Well, I mean, discrimination against anything exists. So that's.
Net asked, would you eat an LGBLT? Depends what she looks like. Let's see.
Joke work, though.
Yes, it works.
But does it? Because
it made me laugh.
But you can't do like. You can't be like a human person with like all of the letters at once. So I don't feel like that joke works. I'm vetoing that joke. It doesn't. It doesn't work.
Kara says bickering. Stay out of it.
Oh, bickering,
just
not bricking.
Ignore it.
Okay.
Just ignore it. They were banging.
Suggest that they bang.
Oh.
Don't take monkey's advice.
You know, Grandma and Grandpa, what would really do you some good is. Oh.
You know what I would do?
I would strawberry lube. What?
I would get a tube of lube and just Leave it on their bed.
Yeah.
Andre says typical is less problematic than normal. I don't give much attention to being problematic. I'm okay being problematic. Who has made the most offensive joke in chat? Of the ones that I've caught, BG, it is definitely you. That was horrible, dude.
I don't know. Surfing Moose made you not read the punchline.
Oh, I would not have read what BG wrote.
Okay.
I would not read that out loud.
Yeah, it was about as bad as that one joke that Monkey told that one time that had me laughing for 10 minutes straight.
It was worse than that joke.
It wasn't. Yeah. I don't think it was.
It was. Okay, Cody Fry asks our biggest
type
fear.
The joke out so I could see it, because I don't know what I think. Sure. I know which one you're referring to.
Anyway, Cody wants to know our biggest fear. I have aside from losing family or dying myself, I am very claustrophobic. I have a fear of heights, and I have a fear of birds, small birds.
I have a general fear of losing my independence, in the sense of like not being able to walk or take care of myself. And there's a whole bunch of things that can cause that. But in general, things that deteriorate my ability to take care of myself is kind of my generalized fear.
Okay, I typed it out for you. Do you want to share your fears with us, SDA?
You guys want me to divulge my greatest fears to a bunch of dickwads on the internet? No.
Okay.
You guys will exploit the fuck out of it. I don't feel like dealing with it.
She doesn't like mail.
Yeah.
Mail says, I'll talk to you on Twitter. Okay, Ranting Monkey? Sure.
No, Spunky, your joke was so much worse.
No, it's not.
It totally is. It is, though. Like, yours involved bodily harm.
Did you read that?
Yeah, I did.
You're getting the double meaning there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yours was worse.
If you say so.
Much worse.
Let's see. So keep your eye on the sparrow, creeps you out. I don't like small birds, and it's not that I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of hurting them. I don't like things that fly really fast next to my face, and I tend to swing, and I don't want to hurt any of them. So I overreact to them jumping out of the way.
That's
which, by the way,
adorable.
is why that bat pissed me off so much. I don't mind even bats. We've had bats in this house before. Just open a window, let them out. No big deal. That motherfucker was gunning for me, and we had to have a throwdown.
Hashtag bat lives matter.
Hashtag fuck that bat. Let's see. Birds are afraid of me. Prospero says, that makes sense, Ranting Monkey. Kind fear. It is. And my friends, because I'm a big dude. I'm 6 foot tall. At present, I weigh 205, and the majority of my body is torso. So I'm a big motherfucker. And so you see somebody like me jump out of the way of like a little bird. What are the birds people keep in their house?
Parakeet?
A parakeet?
Parakeets. Yes, the little ones. Yeah. If one of those flies near me, I will jump out of the way.
We have a parakeet.
And yeah, I don't hate birds. I like them. I actually like petting them, and if they'll sit on my finger, I like them. But when they're flying around, I'm so afraid of hurting them.
Well, parakeets, I mean, birds that live like with humans shouldn't be flying around anyway, because it would be very easy for them to get going and then like smash into something and kill themselves, which is why you keep their wings clipped. But unless you have like a specific aviarium for them, it's not safe to have them flying around anyway.
Net says, does that mean you have stumpy midget legs? My inseam is 29 inches. I am 72 inches tall. Do the math.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I have a really long torso and really short legs as well.
I think I'm average proportion so far as I know.
Sitting down, I look like I'm about 5'10". but I'm only like 5'5". I'm taller than most people from sitting down.
Do. Data Wasteland. Okay, last time. Joke. I asked a Chinese girl for her number. She said, sex, sex, sex. Free sex tonight. I said, wow. Then her friend said, she means 666-3629.
Wah, wah, wah.
The Hate Camel says, I've spent the past couple of years looking for my wife's killer, but no one will do it.
Ha 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 ha.
Annette says, I'm bad at math. Could you spell it out for me instead, please? No. Monkey ain't that big. I'm 6'3", 370. You're bigger than me, but I'm still big. I'm above average. Like everything in life, I'm above average. Ellie Berg says, that's what makes the Lords of the Night so amazing. I'm not sure what she's referring to, but you're probably right.
What Miss Slim Wynn said about her.
Oh, what'd she say? It's out all of our safe spaces. There's normal people here with normal brains. At least they're closer to normal. Yes. I know I talk about our chat all the time, but I do love actually the way they interact with us too. It's not just that they show up. It's not that just that you guys are here every night, which is cool. It's you guys interact with us smart, whether you're telling ridiculous jokes you'll know we're laugh at or asking us questions.
Oh my God, Titanic, the first ice bucket challenge. Yikes.
Nice.
Ooh, that was cold. It was cold.
I got
in
trouble one of the few times people got mad at me for my sense of humor on Facebook, which was mostly my friends and family who know me, was because I said, what if ALS is caused by ice? And they didn't think that was funny.
They didn't like that?
They didn't. They thought that was in poor taste.
Well, yeah, but it's funny.
Prospero says the Worski stream was very mean to Carlos. JF has poisoned that well. Poor Andy.
Carlos?
The stream that was on Worski's channel today. Carlos was on there debating JF about race realism. Right now on YouTube, there is a phase of people being extraordinarily mean to one another. And I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I don't think it has legs. I don't think it's going to last that long. It's going to get old very quickly. So maybe he hurt the stream. Maybe he didn't. We'll see. I hope not, because I do like Andy.
What happened? Oh, so like, is JF in favor of race realism or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. So, okay, and maybe this is stupid, but I don't watch a lot of Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I don't like him or anything. I just, there's only so many hours in the day.
Sure.
So does Andy agree with him, or does he just have like a co-host that he doesn't necessarily agree with on everything? Is that kind of the idea?
Maybe. He did come out.
Maybe. Okay.
He did come out and say that, and even have a stream of this name, that Rage After Storm was correct. And what Rage After Storm talked about was race realism. I did not watch all of that stream. I did watch part of it, and yeah, he agrees that race is a thing, which I don't have a problem with that either. He just disagrees with the alt-right on what that means. He doesn't believe in ethno-states. But other than that, I haven't watched enough to know where he's at right now.
I'm not trying to Andy in any kind of way. I'm just curious because, like I said, I'm just saying, like, for chat.
It's a legitimate question
against Andy. I just, from an outside perspective, as somebody who doesn't get to watch a whole lot of that in real time, it just has me curious because I'm going to steal a phrase from SoFame, but I guess like bad optics.
Oh, it's really bad optics in the long run.
Yeah, to like be that closely associated with somebody who is known to be in favor of race realism. It's just interesting to me. I guess. And so I'm just wondering if it's more of a, I actually agree with him, or we disagree on something, but that doesn't mean we can't be co-host buddies. You know, I don't know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, man, I really do not like JF, and I do like Andy. And if I had my way, Chris would be back, because I like Chris, and I think Chris would be a much better co-host for many of these debates. If you go back to the Sargon, what's that
Spencer?
asshole's name? Yeah, Spencer. Thank you. If you go back to that, JF, who's supposed to be there helping to moderate, jumps into debate almost immediately.
Right,
And,
because he has like a genuine stake in it, right?
He claims he's not alt-right. He claims he's not alt-right. He just agrees with him on everything. So,
Okay.
yeah, I just, that was really horrible. I think Chris would have done a much better job of just moderating it. And yeah, like I said, I hope JF doesn't pull down Andy's channel, because eventually people are going to be like, you know what, this is, I could watch Baked Alaska or Mike Enoch or any of these other guys and get the same stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Did any of you catch Laura Loomer versus Medicare conversation on Baked Alaska? You know what?
Yep.
I did. I caught most of that, and it pissed me off because everybody else took over, and I would have liked to seen Medicare do more. But you saw it too, right, Scribe?
Yeah, I watched the first like 2+ hours of it, where most of the big stuff happened. I mean, it was funny. It started scandals and stuff, but you know, Laura Loomer is such an unreliable witness that I just kind of took everything with a giant grain of salt every time somebody said anything on there. So,
this is totally, well, this is kind of going back, but I had a curiosity, because you know the No True Scotsman argument, right? Like, oh, well, she's not really a feminist, so you know, X, Y, and Z. Do you think it's ever fair to say, no, that person is genuinely alt-right, or no, they don't agree with feminist principles? Because I think in some cases you can say that. Like if somebody says that they're a communist, but they don't believe in a lot of the principles of communism, I think it's pretty fair to say, well, then you're not really a communist. So you don't believe in this stuff.
well, I think the problem with feminism is that the definition of what constitutes a feminist is such a moving target. That, you know, like for example, like if I said I'm a devout Christian, but I'm not sure God exists, that kind of makes me not so much a good Christian,
Right.
because you know it's required, at least at the very bottom, that you believe in God. So the question, I think, is when it comes to the No True Scotsman thing, are they saying anything that completely goes against the core? I mean, the most lowest common denominator of what groups together, one either being part of the group or not being part of the group. So if somebody says, I'm a feminist, and they in any way are pro-women, however you define it, it's really difficult to say that they're not, because that's sort of the core of the word.
That's the idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think, and this has come up in other cases, it's just the most prevalent one, I think, is feminism, because that's how everybody kind of started. But this has come up, you know, in other things, especially like with Sargon, because Sargon likes to say that he's not very right-wing, even though he has moved, in my opinion, farther right in the past couple of years. But, you know, he gets to identify as whatever he wants, whereas I think that in a lot of cases, we do have pretty good definitions for groups of ideas. And I think in some cases, it's fair to say, label doesn't really fit.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. The problem with the no true fallacy is that it's usually coming from somebody where something shitty happened from somebody in their group.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not saying it's not a fallacy.
Sure.
I think maybe my point is more that people throw out the term no true Scotsman fallacy, maybe to like kind of dismiss something rather than, does that make sense? I don't think I'm expressing this right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And that happens with a lot of things. One of the things I run into most when I piss off any new group that I piss off is somebody throwing out words they've obviously never heard of or never looked at what they mean. Like,
right.
I will reply to what they said, and they'll say, that's a straw man. I'm like, no, you don't understand what a straw man is. I don't think it's that there's an issue with the no true Scotsman. It's an issue with people not understanding what it means.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, because like the fallacy comes when like a feminist, I don't know, like say, or like a Muslim, for example, blows something up, and then people are like, well, not a real Muslim.
Right.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because it fits there. But when you're, what I'm saying is sometimes when you actually analyze somebody's beliefs and you say, well, your beliefs don't fit into the category that you're saying they do, and then somebody's like, well, no true Scotsman. It's like, no, you're just analyzing what somebody actually thinks. I think that's kind of where I'm coming from. Sorry, I know it's like, welcome to chat time, have a deep topic, but it just kind of popped into my head because we were talking about like JF and everything and whether or not he's all right. So,
that's somebody got mad at me because I called JF alt-right during one of our streams, and he might not classify himself that way, but I have yet to see him disagree with them on anything, and I've seen him literally jump to their defense when he was supposed to be keeping his fucking mouth shut. If you watch that Sargon debate, the first thing he jumps in is to say Sargon wasn't answering the question that was asked to him. Literally not 5 minutes later, Richard Spencer is dodging a question that's asked to him, and JF's retard diddling ass didn't have a fucking word to say. Anyway, Jack Cochran asks, how long will the angry Jerry Springer style of streaming go for?
Ever.
It depends. The reason Jerry Springer worked as long as it did is because he kept it interesting. The fights were silly, but I mean, everybody was waiting for that fight to happen. I've already gotten bored with the fighting. I don't mind even saying this. The person who's kicked off this, at least in our genre, is Tonka. And if you watch Tonka, he uses the same 5 jokes all the time. That's not how you keep it fresh. And if they don't start making better insults, it's going to die quick because it's the same shit over and over and over. Got to keep it fresh, guys. That's all I'm saying. What's that?
Poison in the Wells in the chat.
Oh, hey, guys. Which one is it? Wait. You guys come in to my stream, or well, our stream on my channel, and you say, calm down. And you say hi to her, but not me. That's fucked up.
I said hi to them in chat.
Okay. Then I'll forgive that.
I said hi. It's Pat. Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat. How's the wife working out? Are you regretting that
really
yet?
Sweet. I love her. She's great.
All wives are sweet in public.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. If you guys haven't watched Poisoning the Well, go check out their channel. Those guys are funny as hell. I'm a huge fan of them. I'm a fanboy to Poisoning the Well. You know what? Pat, we need to have you and Sofane on the show sometime. Or one or the other, either way. Can you trade her in for an upgrade? What? Don't forget to talk to me on Twitter. Just so you know, I am going to sleep right after the stream tonight. My body is shot. We'll see what happens. Skeptox says Sofane is cool. So is Pat. They're both funny as hell.
They're great.
Oh, there you go. There goes Skeptox. So is Pat. I like how he threw that in afterwards.
That's cold.
You know, the first video of theirs I saw was the one about which one of them is gay.
Oh, jeez.
Because in their chat, it's always, you know, you guys are gay, and it's funny as hell. And that was the first one I saw.
I can confirm. Sorry.
Oh, you can confirm they. Oh, I thought you were going to say that they're not. I was going to like, oh, is there a bathroom story here?
That they're, like, for each other, they're a little gay.
I'm a little gay for Scribe. That's okay.
Yay! Monkey dick.
Oh dear God. Yeah. Guys, your jokes have been awesome tonight. I just can't read most of these on the air and keep my channel. Their last vid was hilarious. I still haven't seen it. Don't tell Pat, but I will. I watch all of their stuff.
Yeah, we should get them on the show, though.
Definitely. Yeah. Anytime you guys can. My nights are on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So if you want to come on any of those, let me know.
Or because you guys know me. You know, my nights. Or anybody's nights. I don't know. It's fine.
Fuck it. Come for a week. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the super chats. Seriously, thank you for the jokes. You guys are horrible and amazing at the same time. Love you guys. Scribbles, SDA, a pleasure as always. Everyone, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.